A recipe for Bramley Apfel pie. A signing on, an excess of time, cider, curbing Sharon until she earns her pocket money. A recipe for gammon steaks. An overly academicized intelligence without a sense of general emotional empathy. A minefield of unconfronted personal issues. An aggressive over-ambition within the confines of an obscure industrial biscuit factory. The horror pain at having shins cracked with some object or other, and an oncoming depression at being raped in revenge. A recipe for Caesar salad. A weak wrist, Nobel Peace Prize for 2 Liberian women. A suckling FX cutting it out of the stomach to determine its gender. A limp salad. Marriage, as if it was the 50s, a huge error, as if you had no choice, but all as a metaphor for inhumanity that bathes the rest of the borough in the light of being ungrateful. A recipe for Dutch pancadas. A glowing green of fresh life soup. Towels, an Argos lamp. A coat hanger. Homemade remove, freedom from a baby-shaped shackle, having it on the cheap. A recipe for sloppy paella. No sleep for 3 days, or as long as can be remembered. Starvation amongst foods of the world. A temporary certainty everything has been whatted. A drinking bleach but not dying. Agony in the gut forevermore. A recipe for peach melba. An ananaka of amyl nitrate. A peach infused with a syringing, rubber cords circling dick veins. 2 whole small human ladies' hands wrist to wrist, pouring in and out of a Czech girl, living up to reputation. An acronymic recipe. Rather eat curd in Palermo, Europe. Red egg cuts into Pat's ear. Raw epileptic coward is poor entertainment. Rotting elephant comes in pasty enough. Ross enters Cambridge's infernal poetry enterprise. Rash, egregious coat imbibes plebeian escapism. Wrapping Ecuadorian cod intuits past Easters. Ready Eddie certainly intimates pushing east. A recipe for beef stroganoff. Galactic, the best top trump card. Tom Hanks and Chris McCabe share a flat on the grounds of an East Coast American university, the new Auden and Isherwood, this time confident they will be made into a motion picture. Soft top, everything that is female has a period of glory. A recipe for steak tartare, he's lost his panda pop. A wandering bull that should have helped Jesus with his cross, if only he'd have known then what he knows now. It's your satchel, mate. Monday was a clumsy date, once or twice pulling. Come back to me, Mario. A recipe for almond milk. Coconut milk paying from wounds you are sure you didn't inflict. A fox with opposable thumbs nailing your genitals to a plank of wood. Cthulhu greenlighting your motion picture. Cheese before sleep, dreams you'd wish you'd not had. A recipe for scouse. Score for a film, a big heavy chop of cheese, from Liverpool, as it may be, unfortunately. Here comes a Fern Gully sequel, and he's getting full-time pay, dead good like. A recipe for quiche Lorraine. A boring tale, a biography of everyone. Rainbow suspense. 7, 11, 13, 18 years. The economy as an excuse to threaten people like small pebbles emerging from a rabbit, scattered to the sea like human ash. A recipe for a soldier. Stressed denim, barnet like a wicket womb. EU expansion. Unlucky in love. Stupid prostitute with exciting genital hygiene. A recipe for lamb tagine. A walk in park. Jardin de Wallia. I can't remember. The novels of Driss Hamid Ben Sharidi, Mohammed Shukri, Murabet, and all the autumn at sundown, at that time already, are forced at knife point because of being a blonde boy. A recipe for pistachio baklava. A turtle, overturned, legs up like a beetle. A debauched watermelon drill. A warm cave, a house of friends. Sirens, a contorted face screaming, art school. A recipe for cheery tartlets. Dragon face when the light comes on. A pain like tearing, unnatural. Soppy fingers, sheet hung publicly. A poor choice for a first time. To finish my reading, to follow what James said, the news that James Harvey died on Thursday was a real blow for everyone who's involved in the experimental community in London. And I think, reflecting on his death, I didn't know him so well, but I met him maybe 100 times at readings. He was obviously a lovely man, people say that, but it's true. He wasn't a more gentle man. But I think I realised that a huge part of his life was this community, which is what this reading is celebrating. He came to so many readings and workshops, and really I think that's where his friends were and that's where his life was. And if poetry's profound in any other way than it is, it's not for us to say, but if it's just bringing people together, like with James, then it's a good thing. This is Broad Beam by James Harvey. L-Dopa Bebop. Hedonistic, homeostatic, dysregulation jack pumped up with L-Dopa from broad beams. Self-supporting erect, 0.5 up to 1.8 meters tall, without stout stem, that's just the beanstalk. Climbs mesolimbic pathway to hedonia, dopamine reward of gold coins, chicken lays the gold eggs, heart plays by itself with concentration, ultimately gets the count's daughter. Swaps one cow for broad beans, sending dopamine to corpus striatum, ease of relaying his mother, dismayed casts away broad beans, breaks up smooth flow, but risk and fortune, that's favomancy. Broad beans, high hardiness can over the winter, prevent soil erosion, fixed nitrogen, easily grown, with morning jack ascends again, mesolimbic pathway, aroused to the land high up to Hedonia's giant castle. Jack's movements come through fast and precise, dopamine through his nerves, broad beans have been cast. Giant's wife warns Jack, and the giant is killed, blood on his hands. Cuts down the beanstalk, marries the count's daughter. Thank you.